Hello, friends. Okay, here's what's going to happen. I am going to read this passage. You're going to read along with me, and you are going to answer some questions as we go. The objective here, the goal, is for you to be able to identify the main ideas of each paragraph, summarize just what happens in the passage, sort of the main events in the passage in order, and sum up the main idea of the entire passage at the end. Then we're going to answer the multiple choice questions down here in your classwork. We're going to do that together in like a Kahoot later in order to have some fun and review before this quiz. So the colored blanks in the passage represent like where you will put in those transition phrases and sentences, but we're going to worry about that later. For now, we're just focusing on main ideas of the passage. So here we go. First a model and later a photographer, Bunny Yeager was one of the world's most respected fashion icons. Yeager's career was defined by exhibition, as she was credited with popularizing the bikini and photographing models like Betty Page in the new swimwear. Yet, Yeager had to overcome her crippling shyness in order to achieve her many accomplishments in the world of photography. So let's start with just who is this passage going to be about? And what do we know about her so far? So just for some context, Bunny Yeager, this is what she looks like. The person she got famous for photographing was Betty Page, this kind of classic pinup model. So we're talking 1950s. So answer this question. Who is this passage going to be about? And what do we know about her so far? Okay, on to paragraph number 2. When she was 17 years old, Yeager seized the opportunity to conquer her shyness when her family relocated from Pennsylvania to Miami, Florida. Yeager realized this was her chance to create a new, fearless persona in a new environment. While public speaking and social events still made her nervous, she pretended not to be scared until eventually her feigned, which means faked, boldness became reality. From then on, she developed the skills necessary to remain at ease, even if she was the center of attention. So, main idea of the second paragraph. Is it A, Yeager's family moved to Miami and she faked a new personality? B, public speaking made Yeager nervous? Or C, Yeager worked to overcome her shyness and eventually did? So answer that question. All right, on to paragraph 3. Yeager was becoming comfortable being the center of attention. Her interest in fashion was growing. Working over her sewing kit at home in Miami, Yeager designed many iterations, which means like versions of the two-piece bathing suit we now know as the bikini. She began to be photographed around Miami in the chic new bathing suit, which led to an illustrious, which means glamorous, career in modeling. In order to improve her modeling, Yeager learned how to use a camera and photograph herself. With her unique perspective, it wasn't long before Yeager was one of the most sought-after photographers in the business. Many female models wanted to work with her because she, and then you're going to fill in that blank eventually. But right now, what I want you to do is summarize this paragraph in your own words. So make sure to be specific about the events, right? And what happens first, then what did she do, then what happened. So let's, but use your own words. So first, right, I'm going to give you the first one. First, Yeager designed many two-piece bathing suits, which we now call bikinis. So then I'm going to leave you to finish the rest. Then she did what? And finally, what happened? Okay, on to the last paragraph. So her unique ability to take photographs of women that were both beautiful and authentic made her one of the most celebrated fashion photographers of the time. It is odd to think that the shy little girl from Pennsylvania would one day become a celebrity who was quoted by the New York Times as saying, "I like to be in front of anybody's camera." So let's think about the main idea of the whole paragraph. So how would you sum up the main idea of this whole passage, rather? So remember, main idea is not the same thing as a detail. So let's start with the topic, right? Who is this passage about? Bunny Yeager, right? You know it's about Bunny Yeager. How would you sum up who that person is in a couple of words? And what was an important point that was repeated about her? multiple times in the passage. So now I want you to sum up those ideas in one sentence. So what is this passage? Who is this passage about? What is important about her? Okay, do that. And then together we will review our answers.